Hello everyone, it is your resin 3D printing god, Akuma Mods, back again with yet another FDM review. And this time we're checking out the Bambu Labs X1 Carbon combo. Is this the printer of the future? Let's take a look. So, I decided about a year ago now. Yes, I'm sorry it's been this long to do this review. But about a year ago, I decided to purchase this printer with my very own money. That's right. Unfortunately, like some of my other fellow YouTube people, well, is it unfortunate? In that way. I went out and I purchased this with my own money. And all in total, it was about $2,100. That's quite a price tag to put some money down on a 3D printer. I know, everybody's just like, what? Oh my god, that's a lot. It is a lot of money, and it is a hard pill to swallow for something like this, but I will tell you that that money has been well spent. I am absolutely thrilled with my experience with the Bambu printers, and I'm here to share that with you. Now, I know everybody's probably here thinking, well, this could have helped us a couple months ago, a year ago now. Hey, you know what? I know I'm behind the times with this, and I know this is probably, at this point, gonna be probably an older printer at some point very soon from, rumors that are stirring around and people just saying things on the internet. And, it's about time. It's about time for a new iteration for this. So I know I'm behind the time. My absolute apologies. I just been kind of in a 3D printing funk and a review funk. You could probably look through my review videos, and I mean, it's probably been a couple months since I've done one. So my apologies to my viewers. You know what? Everybody goes through it, and I'm trying to get myself back into the swing of things. So anyway, let's get back to talking about the Bambu Labs X1 Carbon combo. And let me just tell you right off the bat, like I said, my money is well spent. This printer has been an absolute beast since I got it. It has given me a few issues here and there, but all the issues are right here with the AMS system. The AMS system works, I'd say, probably about 98% of the time. The other percentage of the time is because, well, I either have cardboard spools running on it, or I have spools that don't have enough filament on it, and the AMS loves to just throw error codes at me. Now, is this user error? Maybe a little bit, but it's kind of strange that I keep getting one specific error consistently, and that is an AMS assist motor overload. Which, as far as I understand, the AMS has a motor inside of it. It takes this filament and puts it into the printer. But the printer also has the extruder motor that it should be pulling the filament from as well. So they should be working in tandem, but I don't know, something's just a little bit off with that. And I know what you're probably thinking. Oh, well, you probably have some older AMSs. Aha! Yes and no. So one of these is an older AMS and one of them is a newer AMS. And yes, all the software is up to date, or firmware, whatever you want to call it. Everything is always up to date. I make sure it's up to date. I know, oh my god, you don't always update because something might break. This is not my livelihood, okay? If something breaks, I'll just wait for the next update to fix it, or I'll just roll it right back. That is one of the great things about these printers, is you can do things like that. So I absolutely love that ability, and I mean, who doesn't? Like, could you imagine back in the day if you had that ability to just, oh, I messed something up, let's go back to the old firmware really quick, instead of jumping through this hoop and that hoop and trying to reflash firmware. Oh my god, takes forever. This, you just simply update or you just roll it back. That's it. Done. Super simple. I love new technology. Now, talking about the whole technological aspect of the Bambu the Bambu X1 and really all the Bambu products. If you guys want to hear this or not, that's completely up to you. But in all reality, Bambu is kind of like the Apple of the 3D printing world. Whether you want to believe it or not, it is absolutely true. And here's one of the biggest reasons why I say that. Everything on the Bambu printer is an ecosystem. The AMS can only be used with the Bambus. The Bambu can only be used with the AMS. If that makes any sense. So everything that you utilize basically is going to be used for the Bambu. Now, I know in talking about this printer now and, throughout the last couple months, that has kind of faded a little bit. But the same thing has happened with Apple products and being jailbroken. You can still have the ability to customize it as you need. The same thing with this has happened. There are some people that have worked on some things and cracked the code to most of it. Now, there's still the RFID system that needs to be kind of ironed out a little bit still, but as far as I know, it's being worked on. I'm not going to say by who, but that's the word. The bird is the word. So, anyway, with that being said, how is the printer itself? The printer is absolutely amazing. I have had almost no failures on this printer, and if I did have failures, it's because, well, I didn't take the proper precautions to, well, either print it in the right orientation to make sure I get a full bond to the build plate, or I didn't put enough supports on it. This is absolutely 100% user error issues that I have come across so far. But other than that, I've had no real major failures with this printer that weren't of my own accord. So I will say that the printability on this, the success rate, that's the word I was looking for, is very, very high, at least for me. Now I know a lot of people that are probably going to be watching this are going to say, oh, well, I had a terrible time. It's going to happen, okay? Not everybody's going to have a stellar time with a 3D printer or a 3D printing company, okay? I've had my stint with good printers, good companies, bad companies. It comes with the territory. I know a lot of people that absolutely love the Creality Under 3. It is my worst enemy. I've seen it. I've felt it. I've lived it. All 50 of Ender 3s. It was the worst time of my life, but the best time of my life, and I will never go back again. So, with that being said, I know that there are some people that are having the worst time of their life with the Bambu printers. It happens. It's going to happen. It happens with everything in your entire life that you own that is electronically made or has electronics in it. That's the right word. God, I can't speak today. Anyway, so in general, the printer itself works very well. Like I said, the AMS system coupled with this makes this an amazing printer. However, one of the biggest downfalls is this bad boy right here, the poop, as it has been deemed. This is probably one of the biggest problems in our current 3D printing community. It's kind of funny that things have come kind of full circle and maybe even a little bit more, because back before the Bambu was even launched, there was talks about printer companies moving to cardboard filament spools to save on the plastic waste that is going around in the world. And yet, here we are with the cardboard spools, and here we are with more plastic waste due to the AMS system. And it's an unfortunate downside and something that is kind of goes hand in hand with printing on a single extruder system with multi-material. Now, the only way to get around that is to have some sort of a multi-material system. And there are some add-ons that you can use, like the Chameleon system, to try and utilize that. But it's a lot of extra work, and it kind of takes away the AMS capability, so it's not really needed. It's a whole other thing to look into. But we're here to talk about Bambu in general and the X1 Carbon combo specifically because, well, that's what I have in front of me. So, Yeah, so one of the things that I absolutely love about the X1 specifically is the nice little touchscreen that they gave with these printers. It is probably the best touchscreen that I have used in quite a long time. Really, I would say even ever. It is very intuitive. It is super touch friendly, super quick, gives you all the information that you need to. And one of the best options that I have utilized time and time again is the skipped object abilities. Skip object has saved me so much in filament that it just that alone, that feature has saved me for the price of this printer. Absolutely, hands down. I can't tell you how many times I do batch printing with prints, and I've had 6 models on something, and I have the spool of filament that is needed for that, and I only have 1 spool of filament left. But I only have, 300 grams, and all of these take 600 grams. Well, I'm going to only select 3 of those models, and I know I'm going to print and utilize pretty much that entire roll of filament and use it all up. That is the greatest thing that I can possibly have on this printer, and I use it every single day. Hands down, game changer, saver, money saver. Always love it. Now, if you're somebody who, just prints in a singular color, that's another cool feature that the AMS system has because let's say we just printed in black. I love black, black like my soul. Um, yeah, if you printed just in black, the greatest thing is you would never ever have a spool of filament left over because you can select all the black rolls of filament, and as long as they're all set up in there on the system, it will switch from one to the other to the other to the other until it's all gone. And then it'll say, hey, I still need some more. And then it'll switch to the other one, the other one, the other one. So that's great. I absolutely love that capability that the printer has. It's just so nice to have basically a consistent filament printing printer that will just run out 1 spool and automatically go to the next one. I absolutely love that. Unfortunately, it still does have some waste on it, but you know what? Again, that is the unfortunate downside of having a multi-material printer in a single extruder system. Now, some of the things that I might personally have a problem with here, besides my AMS having some weird errors from time to time, really that's the only thing that is a major issue out of this, but even that is minute because I know what's wrong with it, so I just fix it. Um, One of the things that I have a problem with this printer is in the bottom here. This bottom triggers me so much because there's an empty space here. And I'm someone who is just constantly moving things back and forth, and I usually just keep my build plate. I don't usually flex it. I'll flex it off just a little bit, but I'll keep the build plate on there. So I usually have the setup lines here and the line in the back, and I'll just scrape those off and put them down here. The problem is there's no easy way to get all this stuff out, and all the other miscellaneous stuff that happens to gather down here. There's no good way to get this out of here. I really wish that this was like a slide out drawer or something like that. Excuse me. So that's really the only little thing that I have an issue with that is really consistently giving me kind of like an anxiety vibe because I I I like to have easeability on everything, and they have thought about everything on this printer, but that. Another little thing, and this again might be more user, is the glass. Now, I worry about glass shattering. I hate having to clean up glass. It gets everywhere, and you never really clean everything up. Months down the road, you will always find something on the floor, in the crevices, somewhere. I can't tell you how terrible glass is to clean up. So I really wish that they either had an upgrade slash downgrade to a plastic setup for the top and the door. I really wish that there was. I know there's some people working on some stuff right now, or there's some stuff out there right now that you can replace these with and get plastic doors. That is fantastic. It's not going to change the quality of the print in any way, shape, or form. Okay? It's going to still remain the same type of printer as you keep on going. So, that I think is something to be looked at maybe in future models. Also, this will also save them on weight with shipping, and it's not going to hinder the product in any way, shape, or form. FlashForge has been doing it for years. QuidiTech has been doing it for years, and so has Anycubic with their enclosed printers. A lot of places have plastic covers on it. Bambu is one of the first ones that I've seen that actually has a glass top and a glass front door. Usually it's one or the other, or they just don't have them at all. It's almost unheard of in the 3D printing community. And I'm not saying that it doesn't make it look very beautiful. It does, but it's just, you guys can make it just a little bit easier for yourselves and do that, because I can't tell you how many times I've seen somebody get a brand new printer shipped to them and the glass door has been shattered. That could have all been avoided. You didn't have to do any returns on it, and you'd have a happy customer right out the door. So, just my 2 cents. Minor, I guess, kind of tick for the Bambu Lab X1 Carbon, but hey, it is what it is. So, now let's talk about features. This is a 256 by 256 by 256 build volume. Now, today's standards, that's normal. Everybody obviously wants a larger version, but one of the major downfalls is when you start going larger than that build volume, which is why I think it's very specific, is things start vibrating a little bit more. It's a lot harder to maintain the throw and everything and maintain a good quality print. Because if you guys are Bambu owners, or if you are not and watching this for the first time, the quality that is produced by these Bambu printers right out of the box is unmatchable to most of the printers on the market. The only thing that I can see that is closely matching this would be a Prusa. And I know because when I unboxed this printer and I started printing with it, it reminded me exactly when I had my Prusa MK2 back in the day. And I'm not a Prusa fanboy by any means, but I bought one on a whim. It was super cheap, and I instantly understood why everybody was like, Prusa was the man. They were the best of the best, and I understood immediately when I had a highly modified 3D printer and a stock Prusa just blew it away in an instant with the quality that it produced right out of the box. And the Prusa had been sitting on the floor for 3 years. 3 years. All I did was a calibration and start a single print. The same exact print on that highly modified Creality Ender 3. And it still couldn't produce that result that the Prusa did. It's amazing. This, the same exact thing. It produces amazing quality results, and I mean unmatchable by most of the printers that I've used in the last couple of years. So right then and there, you instantly get your money's worth in terms of quality when you're starting to print with this. You don't even have to worry about the AMS system. If you're just looking for a printer to print, it literally is a click and print printer. It is absolutely fantastic for that. And the Bambu slicer, yeah, I know a lot of people like the Orca slicer a little bit better, but the Bambu slicer works perfectly fine. The only downside to the Bambu slicer is the fact that not all of the models that you're going to import and you're doing multi-colors are going to be imported properly in there. They're just not made for it. It was designed back before Bambu Lab and 3MF was even a thing. And so it's really hard to color those prints, and it takes a very, very long time. So, that's unfortunate that you'll have to spend a little bit of extra time, but hey, that's a service that I think somebody should really look into and just kind of sit there and just redo everybody's model and bring them up to a 3MF, so that way everybody has the ability to just color something right away. And specifically more of the Bambu 3MF. I know there are differences between a Prusa 3MF and a Bambu 3MF. And there's a lot more Prusa users, but the community's growing pretty quickly on Bambu, and I think we're probably going to be seeing some overtaking there in a little bit. Just saying, I'm forecasting here. So there are quite a lot of new users that use the Bambu products, and I think having maybe both of those 3MF'd for either the Prusa or the Bambu printers would be an exceptional way to go to gain more followers for your designs and stuff like that. So hey, just my 2 cents on that. Whether you want to do that or not, that's completely up to you. Or, you know, like I said, somebody take some free time out of their hands and provide a service and say, hey, you know, I see you have some old models here. Let's 3MF them for everybody else in the world to just throw them in Bambu Slicer or Prusa Slicer and get it all set up. So I think that would be very beneficial to the 3D printing community. But hey, what do I know? I just work here. So anyway, so in terms of other cool features that this printer has, this has a AI system in it that basically verifies the first layers that are going down, and I will tell you that it's pretty good. There are some times where it hiccups here and there. Case in point, the other day I had actually, it triggered about 16 layers in, and it detected spaghetti. Now, what had happened was the spaghetti was a piece that the Bambu had swiped across originally, and the fan had blown it across the build plate, and it caught it, and it noticed that there was a piece just flying around. So it is very, very good, and you can lower that and up it to be a little bit more sensitive or less sensitive, depending on how you want it. I have mine just set on stock settings. I think it's right in the medium or middle, and that works perfectly fine. It is a little bit touchy at times, but not super touchy. So I think that's really, really good. But yeah, I mean, really, other than that, there's really not much to say bad about this printer. It has been fantastic. And I know that's probably what you guys hear all the time is like, yeah, everybody's all about the Bambu printers. Look, I wasn't really for the Bambu printers. That's why it took me so long to get one. Because I really really wanted it to fail. I really, really did. I wanted to be the person to say, see, I told you guys so. I really did. In all truthfulness, I sat there and watched and waited for something horrendous to happen. Somebody stealing information. And, you know, there was always rumors and this and that popping up here and there. And I was like, just secretly waiting, like, the rise and fall of Bambu. Like, everybody was all about it, and there it just goes. And it never happened. They've always fixed everything. Anything that was thrown at Bambu, they were like, okay, we're in the wrong. We're going to fix it, though. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And they have. They've been fantastic. They have been probably the best 3D printing company that everybody should really look up to, in my opinion. It is a company that we have been waiting for a long time, that we can say this is an actual Chinese company that we can put our trust in, and they will actually listen to us and give us the results that we need to, because all of the issues that they have faced with all of their printers and any problems, they have looked into, they have tried to fix, and if it didn't work, they'll go back to the drawing board and they will fix it. That is one of the greatest things that I could possibly say is a huge, huge thing that speaks volumes in the 3D printing community, is customer service. And they are probably, in my opinion, A++. It is hands down the easiest user experience that I have ever dealt with, that I have heard everybody dealt with in any way, shape, or form. Like, these people have taken hit after hit after hit, and they just come back and say, okay, we'll take care of it. We'll fix it. Don't worry about it. We'll get it done. And they do every single time. I am absolutely astounded by that capability right then and there. So, yeah, if you guys are looking for a really, really good printer, I do highly suggest checking out any of the Bambu printers at this point in time. But if you want something with a little bit more oomph, a little bit more capabilities, the X1 Carbon is probably the best of the best, in my opinion, in its class. In fact, it's in its class of its own with all the technology that's packed into it. It is fantastic. Now, one of the downfalls I'd say it has is the camera, but it's a minuscule downfall because the camera does work. It works well, but it could be a lot better quality. I really wish that they provided a camera upgrade for it. It shouldn't be too hard, in my opinion. And in all reality, if I had the time, I would probably try and look into that and see if there was a way to upgrade that camera to see if we can get a better camera for it. It shouldn't be too hard. I mean, you got a power, ground, and probably a signal on that, I would guess. Just guessing. But I haven't really taken a look into it, and maybe sometime down the road I will, but at that point it'd probably be pointless, because you know what? I'm a major procrastinator. Much like I've been doing these videos. The last review video is probably months ago, but hey, you know what? Everybody gets in a funk, and I've been in a 3D printing funk with this stuff, so I'm trying to kick myself in the butt and get these reviews out and get them all situated for you guys. But I know it's a little bit behind the times, but I thank you guys all for watching. And if you guys can, go ahead and give that a thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever you decide. And if you're not following, go ahead and hit the follow button. That's really the major thing that keeps this going. Again, I kind of get in the funk because it's like I'm not doing what I need to do, but I'm just putting out my information that I possibly can, and I'm spitting the truth as best as I possibly can. And I know, like I said, everybody's saying, "Oh, this is great, this is great, this is great." Yeah, for the most part, this is a good printer. There are some little things here and there that could be fixed, but I really have nothing bad to say about it. It's really been a fantastic printer. And again, if you guys are really interested in it, I will have a link down below. And I hope you guys, enjoy the Bambus if you do happen to purchase one. It won't be an affiliate link, but yeah, I've had nothing but good times with this printer, and I hope that anybody watching this and is looking to get into a Bambu possibly gets into one. And I hope you guys have just as good a time that I've had so far. But it has been nothing shy of amazing, in my opinion. And that's really hard for me to say for a Chinese printer company that literally came out of left field and just wowed the world. But I'm rambling on here, so I figured, hey, that's about it for me. If you guys got any questions, comments, concerns, go ahead and put them down below. Again, please like, follow, share, and yeah, until next time, guys, happy printing.